According to the latest information that has just come in from Brics News, Russia has stated that the establishment of a financial system that is comparable to SWIFT will assist in the development of a new economic reality for Brics. There are countries that are comparable to SWIFT but do not use SWIFT. This provides additional evidence that the previous monetary system and the dollar's role as a reserve currency around the world are destined to fail in the near future. In the new digital world, the Brics are constructing themselves, not requiring the use of SWIFT. They are not even interested in SWIFT. By utilizing a new financial system that will make use of digital assets, they will circumvent the SWIFT protocol. In order to take the role of the Western SWIFT network, the Brics Alliance is currently working on establishing its very own financial messaging system. Once more, pay particular attention to the terminology that is being used to replace SWIFT in order to effect a change in the global commerce system. The Brics nations will be able to settle transactions across international borders without having to rely on the United States dollar thanks to this new mechanism. Changing the equilibrium of economic power in international markets could have a significant impact. This is the official announcement made by the Brics, which states that their objective of decoupling from the West is closer than it has ever been, and that a number of countries are already beginning to follow suit, indicating their willingness to become a part of the expanding Brics Plus coalition. There is no dollar and there is no SWIFT. It is expected that they would make use of blockchain technology and digital assets. Specifically with regard to this matter, the Russian parliament has, in fact, passed a measure in the first reading that will legalize the use of Bitcoin for foreign payments. The result was a landslide with 404 votes in favor and 0 votes against it. This represents a complete acceptance of this new asset class, which is something that I believe the United States of America sorely needs to achieve as well. A little more than a month from now, on September 1st, the final vote will be placed, and it will take place on July 30th, which is just 3 days away. The implementation date is September 1st. This is very big news, absolutely massive news, and once again, it is hard proof to you that cryptocurrency is here to take over and to become the backbone of this new monetary system. As a result, it is exploding in Platformware's app right now to replace the SWIFT system. However, make no mistake, it will not be Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a kind of Trojan horse, if you will, that they are using to blindside you in order to keep you blind from the real-world utility tokens that will actually replace SWIFT, such as Ripple and XRP. Visible due to the fact that SWIFT-based transactions, albeit being speedier than in the past, frequently leave consumers unclear about the status or whereabouts of their money. This is not to mention the growing difficulties that arise when completing transactions on holidays or even on weekends. The fact that they are virtually useless outside of typical banking hours is one of the issues that will continue to be faced in the future. Additionally, the lack of transparency and occasional delays are also contributing factors. In a market that is becoming more and more globalized, Ripple has been able to accomplish this huge undertaking, which they had set out to accomplish in the first place. In this interview with Marjane de Latine, you were able to hear that she had previously worked for SWIFT, where she was a key member responsible for large-scale projects in both the securities and payments industries. She then joined Ripple with the intention of disrupting the traditional financial system. Put your ears to it. I give myself the name Marjane de Latine. In reality, I started working for Ripple 10 months ago, and prior to that, I was employed by SWIFT for more than a decade. As for my most recent assignment, I was in charge of the Global Payments Initiative GPI, which I am certain you are familiar with for its role in modifying the international or transaction banking systems. I am now returning to Ripple because I joined Ripple with the intention of disrupting the system, and I believe that this is the primary goal of the Ripple. The blockchain technology is used by Ripple. The creation of an ecosystem that is dedicated to the purpose that we have, which is to establish an internet of value, is the vision that the Ripple project has. Therefore, when we consider the current state of affairs regarding the exchange of data, which takes place over the internet in a matter of seconds, we find that payment is still going through a lengthy cycle, which can take anywhere from 3 to 5 days for a straightforward international transaction. Our objective, also known as the Ripple vision, is to make the process of making a payment or transferring money over international borders as easy and uncomplicated as possible, just in the way that data is currently sent over the internet. To put it succinctly, it is what we are involved in. There is no denying the fact that Marjane de Latine is no longer employed by Ripple. Instead, she is currently serving as the managing director at CTL, a company that counts Citibank as a significant investor and has clients with high-profile positions. For an extremely extended period of time, Ripple has been collaborating with Citibank to create solutions for the processing of transactions involving central banks. It is common knowledge among the Brics nations that Ripple possesses the necessary technology and protocol to supplant the outdated Swiss system. They are going to use XRP in their new system. It is inevitable that the value of XRP will skyrocket in the years to come. However, this is not the only reason why this will occur. Ripple is planning to launch its very own stablecoin within the next 1 to 2 months, which will be called the RLUSD. This stablecoin will be backed by the US dollar at a ratio of 1 to 1. And this bombshell statement about the RLUSD is only going to get better. As we can hear in this conversation with Marcus and Franca, the RLUSD will be listed on a number of other exchanges. The ability to mint directly with Ripple will be made available to enterprise customers of an institutional grade company. This extremely good news. B. Sure to pay very close attention. A license issued by the New York Trust. We have approximately 40 money transferred licenses in the United States. We have a license issued by the Mass for payments and such. After then, it is reasonable to anticipate that this Ripple stable will be listed on a number of different exchanges. The ability to mint directly with Ripple will be made available to enterprise customers of an institutional and enterprise grade. Indeed, we are still in the first stages. As the RLUSD is utilized more frequently as a medium of exchange for high liquidity lanes, such as $2, for instance, a greater amount of liquidity will flow into the XRP ledger. This will result in an increase in the use case, which will ultimately lead to an increase in the price of XRP. As Marcus and Franca verified. In this interview, the RLUSD has a ridiculous amount of potential upside in terms of both price and use case. This was confirmed in an interview that was very similar to this one. In the United States alone, the market for stablecoins is estimated to be between $21 and $22 trillion. Just try to picture what it would be like everywhere else in the world. The potential is enormous. Put your ears to it. What strategies do you intend to implement in order to acquire market share in the face of established competitors like a Circle and Tether, as well as the recently launched PayPal? Yes, I absolutely adore that inquiry. To begin, I will state that the total market capitalization of stablecoins around the world is approximately 150 billion. If you take a look at the money supply in M0, M1, and M2, you will see that the total quantity of US dollars around the world right now, including simply US dollar loans, is equivalent to between $21 and $22 trillion. How come I am stating this then? This is something that I am stating because we are not focusing as much on the question, oh my God, how is this going to compete with USDC and USDT currently? However, it is more about going, hey, this pie is going to grow so much bigger than it is right now than it is about this. Consequently, we take a look at the fact that we believe USDC is going to remain at this location, which is just wonderful. Our perspective on these dynamics is more akin to that of a cooperative addition than it is to that of competition. In addition, we are quite confident in terms of things such as the pedigree that we have as a company, the track record that we have built, and the use cases that we have developed. We have already established over the course of more than a decade that this Ripple stablecoin will play a significant role in terms of altering financial markets. Institutional grade clientele will employ the RLUSD, which will become a one-of-a-kind stablecoin, if not the most wanted stablecoin overall. Circle is currently in the driver's seat of this movement, of course, because RLUSD has not yet been released, and Tether is rapidly becoming obsolete. We are able to observe this from Cyprus. While the blue-chip stablecoin USDC Circle is currently rated at a B+, which isn't too awful, USDT Tether is currently rated at a D. Both of these ratings are not too bad. Tether is no longer relevant, and when the real-life USD is finally revealed, I wouldn't be surprised if it surpassed Circle's value as well. Tether is no longer relevant. And the most important thing to take away from this is that you are so fortunate to be so early. Institutions that we are going to watch and be a part of the big wealth transfer are already or will be significantly more than supply, which will also have its influence. This is something that we are about to experience.